Hi, I'm Don. I'm the co-founder of Hamilton Emails, and I'm here today joined with Andrei of Bossco. So Andrei, why don't you give us a little bit of introduction on yourself and your role in the business?
Cool. Well, my name is Andrei, and I worked for Bossco 4x4 Accessories as the e-commerce manager. The role essentially entails being responsible for the way that the online sales channels sell and convert.
Beautiful. And can you tell us a little bit more about Bossco Auto as a business?
Bossco is an online retail business that's in a particularly difficult niche. We have to make good marketing claims. We have to advertise in a slick and professional way to capture that kind of customer attention, the customer mind share, brand representation, all of those things. But at the same time, we're very restricted in what we can do and how we can advertise.
So there's obviously quite a lot of unique issues in your niche. And I'm kind of curious, how has email marketing helped your business?
Well, email marketing is an essential cornerstone of any marketing strategy. You cannot get by without email marketing, similarly to how you cannot get by without digital ads. Not anymore, not in the online retail space. It's just not possible. You have to have a database of engaged consumers who are constantly receiving your message, essentially. Not only that, but while you can run kind of blind campaigns where you just pump out emails to the whole list, realistically speaking, if you're not analyzing your customer data, if you're not analyzing their behavior, if you're not analyzing the purchases that they're making and retargeting them based on that, or segmenting your potential audience based on those factors, you're not going to see any success. Email marketing is absolutely crucial, in part because of also a brand representation strategy, right? If you don't have those emails, if you're only sending the transactional ones, then people can quite easily forget who you are, what you've done for them the last time you did something for them, what you could do for them in the future, whatever. If we don't position ourselves as someone that sticks in the customer's mind once they've had an experience with us, if we don't reposition ourselves in front of that customer to potentially target any of the needs that they have after they've made their first purchase, or even before they've made their first purchase, when they've just shown interest potentially by signing up to our newsletter, say, then we're losing sales.
Yeah,
that's just how it is.
And without getting into numbers here, but could you then share some of the results or metrics that you've seen since we started working together?
So, I mean, I can answer this question one of two ways. First off, your campaigns consistently perform well. When I check sales by source, specifically by campaign source, and I take a look at Klaviyo, which is a software that you guys run for us to run our marketing campaigns with, and do all of those other things like the retargeting, the discounts, the pretty emails, everything else. By the way, the email design also on point. If I take a look, I can't remember with the numbers, but they perform, like they actually sell. Not going into numbers too deep, but I know that there is performance there. I monitor this as part of my job on a relatively regular basis. In terms of intangible benefits that aren't necessarily sales, we've got, I'd say, two chief ones. The first one is the brand representation. Our email campaigns look slick. Our email campaigns are well designed, well presented. The copy is good. The emails are delivered. That's a huge one. Deliverability for emails is massive. People hate spam. And a lot of the time people take marketing email and treat it like spam. The fact that we A/B test campaigns, that's a huge one as well. But mostly it's the fact that I don't have to do any of it myself. I am perfectly capable of segmenting audiences, targeting, creating campaigns, designing pretty emails, ensuring deliverability. None of those things are beyond me as a person in my professional skill set, but there's only so much one person can do. And the fact that I can say Don's team's going to handle it, it's perfect. I get campaigns to approve. I take a look at the copy. I maybe make changes. A lot of the time I don't have to anymore because you guys listen to the changes that I asked for last time and incorporate them in the design of future campaigns, which is lovely. And generally speaking, it's entirely out of my brain space, except for now and again checking and seeing that you guys are still performing or approving a campaign here and there or helping you guys out with a bit of data. But none of it is in any way intrusive or like when it's handed off to you guys, it's handed off to you guys.
Beautiful. I really appreciate that. And I guess next, how has the collaboration and the communication been throughout our partnership?
Well, the communication is absolutely fantastic. Like I mentioned earlier, so we use Slack internally for our own team, and we also use Slack to communicate with you guys. That has been absolutely fantastic, genuinely, really. Well, like as an example, if I take a look at the last thread I replied to, one of your guys last week sent me the design for one of our information campaigns for brand representation, instructions for our products or instructional videos for our product being sent out to potential customers so that they can see how easy it is to install our products if you try a little bit and do it yourself, thereby removing one of the potential objections of somebody having to pay extra, right? So the campaign there, solid defined goal. I was sent the email copy. I can take a look in Klaviyo to see how you guys have built the campaign. I asked to change a couple of things. That was done, and it was flawless. I think I got sent the message at 10:47. I replied a few days later because I was really busy, and I received a reply to my late reply within a minute or two. You
Yeah,
know
we
what
do
I mean?
prioritize speed. Yeah, it's a big
Yeah,
thing for
so
us.
it because it's really great. Like when I don't have the time or the mind space or something else, like when I'm really busy, campaigns and emails can quite happily take a backseat. When it's really urgent, your team will remind me. But usually, when I do have the time to deal with this, when I am in that mind space and I pop off a message to you guys, it's straight away. It's instant. You guys can form around my needs at that moment.
And that's great to hear. We do have some pretty fun KPIs around communication of what we expect internally, and I'm glad you definitely feel that as well. And so, just in terms of, I guess, what you appreciate most about working with us, could you speak a little bit on that?
Look, the thing that I appreciate the most, and I've already touched on this, is genuinely the fact that I don't have to worry about it. Like we had a full stack agency before, doing basically everything under one roof, but outsourced. And one of the things that I try to kind of start in this business is to move a couple of those functions in house. Our digital ads are now, for instance, run in house. We have a team member who does this. I am a massive fan of doing things in house because the benefits in communication, the benefits in, well, customer service, I suppose if they're in house, it's not customer service, they work for you directly. All of those things are hard to beat when you have someone in house. I mean, the costs are also, increased when you have someone in house. In theory, if you pay a full stack, you can end up paying full stack agency less than you would pay in salary for someone to do things for you. And when the topic came up of moving, say, email marketing in-house, that wasn't even a question. We were never going to do that. There was no need. You guys had it handled. And that is the biggest benefit, that when the task is handed to you guys, you have it handled. That's it. I don't have to clean up after you. I don't have to do anything. With the full stack agency, one of the reasons that we wanted to move away was because I had to clean up after them, because they made a big mess. They messed things up, and it wasn't easy to communicate with them at the time, so on and so forth. And when we replaced their digital ads team to an in-house person, everything, our KPIs for ads improved significantly. I have a feeling that if I were ever to decide to move away from using Hamilton emails, that our KPIs would not increase. Quite the opposite. The workload for people in the office would increase, but the actual performance would not. Just based on what I can see of what you guys are doing, especially again coming from a background where I've done all of this before. I had to look initially at how you guys were setting things up, and when I realized that A, there wasn't really much that I'd do differently, and B, that you guys really did have it handled and I wouldn't have to clean up after it, I was quite satisfied that there's no way we'd be moving away from you guys in any time frame so far. This is like there's literally no reason to. You have it handled. That's the biggest benefit.
Beautiful. No, very kind words, mate. Really appreciate that. And just finally, is there anything else you wanted to add about our partnership or our time working together?
The fact that it's been very easy is probably the overriding big factor. Genuinely dead serious. I've worked with agencies. I've worked with other people providing the same type of service. I've done it all myself before, and I'd say that we have a phrase in the office about our email marketing campaigns, right? As your name is Don. Generally speaking, it's with email marketing, anything to do with Hamilton emails, anything at all, it's always, never mind. It's done. It's good. Problem solved. And generally, that is it. That's how we internally, as a team, not just me, see the work that you guys do for us. It's the fact that it's just handled, and it's handled well. I've had to comment on the campaign designs a couple of times, but it's never been design-wise. It's always been, hang on a minute, we can't make that claim because of XYZ product complication that your team, to be fair, don't need to know about until you need to know about it. Never had any pushback, never had any issues. Everything's always just been solved. You guys look for solutions, not problems. Again, that is the biggest thing, because if you're paying somebody and then you have to clean up after them, then you might as well not bother paying them and do it yourself. And that's not been the case with you guys.
Awesome.
You're worth the money we pay you.
Beautiful. No, that's awesome words, mate. I really appreciate that. And I guess coming to the end here, it's been amazing working with you guys. You guys are super seamless. Also, one of the key things that we really appreciate about working with you guys that we don't see in a lot of other clients is that you guys are actually proactive. Like, you guys give us information, you guys actually communicate with us. And that for us makes it a much more productive partnership. So really appreciate your time, Andrei. Thank you so much for jumping on call and giving us a great testimonial.
Really, really glad to help. Always glad to help you guys out. Whatever it is that you guys happen to need. Yes, we do take a proactive approach. In part, it's because you guys encourage that. Working with other things like full stack agencies and whatnot, it's very difficult in some cases to take a proactive approach because they just shoot you out. Like I said before, you guys search for solutions. Here's to a long-term continuing partnership for the foreseeable future.
Sounds good, mate.